Hello everyone, this is Uma Girish, and I hope some of you will join me for this really short session where I just wanted to share something with you about meditation. So many people have been asking me questions about meditation. How do I begin a meditation session? Is it difficult to meditate? Do I need to know tips and techniques and tricks? Is it only for people who are spiritual? All kinds of questions and doubts come up when it is time for us to meditate or we want to begin a meditation practice. And so I thought I would just do a little video for you right now and title it Meditation 101, because that's really what it is. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Uma Girish. I serve as a grief guide and I guide spiritually centered women who are grieving a loss. Whether you're dealing with the death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, the loss of a dream, or watching a parent die, you just want to stop hurting and find peace. And my sacred intention is to help you find peace, to make peace with your pain, so that you can finally feel a sense of control in your life. One of the best ways in which I healed when I was grieving my mother's death was through the practice of meditation. And believe me, it wasn't easy. It didn't happen overnight. But I had a desire to learn, to know more about the practice and begin to develop a practice that would help me connect to my own heart. Because I was looking outside for a lot of the answers. And very quickly I realized that all the answers I need are within myself. It's not something I need to go anywhere to find. But I had no clue how to find those answers, how to even connect with my own heart. And so I actually took the help of people who had been doing this for a long time, teachers and mentors who guided me on my own meditation practice. And today, I just want to give back. I want to share with you, if you are a beginner and you're thinking about starting a meditation practice, this video would be right for you. So I hope a couple of people will join me. I'm just waiting for people to pop in and say hello. And if you're just joining, my name is Uma Girish. I serve as a grief guide and I work with spiritually oriented women who are grieving a loss. The nature of the loss you're grieving does not matter, but I help women with all kinds of losses. And this meditation is about, this video is about Meditation 101. People have all kinds of questions about meditation, and I thought I would do a little video to help you understand, especially if you're a beginner and you're feeling called to meditate, to begin a practice that feels centering. I thought I would just bust a few myths around meditation and give you some insights. So the first thing I want to say is that meditation is not some woo-woo Eastern practice. That is the belief. Now, I'm Hindu. I was born and raised in India. But meditation is not just some Eastern practice or only for people who are spiritual. It is not attached to any one belief system or religious system. So the first thing I want you to know is that meditation is for everyone. Every one of us can meditate. And if you don't know how, you can learn how. It's not difficult. That being said, it takes time. It takes practice. It's like driving a car. The first time you do it, you really have to figure out where all the controls are and the sequence in which you do certain things. So the brake and the brake pedal and the accelerator and starting the car, so you sort of learn how to do it. But whether you've been driving for 2 months or 20 years, you still have to do the same things, right? You still have to look in the rear view mirror. You still have to check your blind spot. You still have to be careful when you're backing out. It's the same with a meditation practice. Just because you've been meditating for a long time, it doesn't mean that you have it all down pat. I have been meditating for close to 10 years, and there are days when I still struggle in trying to quiet my mind. So meditation is what it is in any given session. You don't really get to a space where you've learned it all, where you do it perfectly well, which brings me to my second point. Meditation is not about achieving a goal. You can't do meditation wrong or right. So meditation is simply what it is. You show up for the experience, and sometimes you end up having a really restless time when you're trying to quiet your mind, and other times you're able to go deep fairly quickly. In other words, you're calm, you feel centered, and it's more easy for you to feel anchored. So there is no right or wrong way to do this, and I think that's the belief that stops a lot of people from trying the practice, because they think it's hard. They think, oh no, I have a restless, wandering mind. I can't quiet my mind, especially when I'm grieving a loss. My mind is going a million miles a minute. There's no way I can meditate. But it's when your mind is going a million miles a minute that you need a meditation practice, because that will help you slow down, calm down, and really anchor yourself. The third thing I want to say is that in order to meditate, you don't have to be a monk on the mountaintop. That's a misconception many people believe to be true. Now, if you were a monk on a mountaintop, I think it would be easy to meditate. What's really hard is living life today. You know, raising kids, being stuck in traffic, having to deal with deadlines, and family drama, coping with pain. All of that are the real challenges of living in this world. And so meditation is for real people. It's not only for monks. And from experience, I have recognized this in myself. It is true that when you need to meditate is when you're stuck in traffic, when you're in the middle of an argument, when you're standing in a grocery store line and you're just very irritated or annoyed by the person right in front of you who seems to be taking forever to check her things out. So these are the times, real-time moments, when we are called to drop into this space of stillness. So that's the third thing I wanted to say. So if meditation is not all of these things, what is meditation? Meditation is about presence. Meditation is about being truly present to what is. So when you close your eyes, and the reason why we close our eyes is because our eyes are the biggest source of stimulation. We take in the world through our eyes more than through any other sense. So the moment we close our eyes, we are able to block off a ton of visual stimulation, and we are able to go inward. So when we go inward, we are able to be more present. Being more present is not something woo-woo. It's just about feeling the temperature in the room, smelling the air. What are you smelling? Is it flowers? Is it coffee? Is it your neighbor cooking something and the flavor of which is drifting into your space? Is it a candle burning, or essential oils or perfume? It's just being present to that smell. It's being present to, is it hot or cold? Is it warm? Are you having goosebumps? Are you comfortable? It's being present to where you're sitting. So if you're sitting in a chair, feel the chair against your back. Feel yourself being supported by the chair. That's what presence is all about. It's not something mystical. It doesn't have to be. And so when you close your eyes and you really begin to become present, you are coming into the now, into this moment right here. There is no past, there is no future. You're not worrying about something that you have to get to tomorrow or the next week or 2 months from now. You're not thinking about what happened yesterday or 3 weeks ago, what someone said, or how someone disappointed you or hurt you. You are just thinking about where you are in this moment. And that's all presence means. And Anytime you do that, you're meditating. You could be peeling potatoes or washing dishes, but if you're really in the moment, smelling the fragrance of the laundry, the dish detergent, watching the soap suds, feeling the warmth of the water on your hands, you are in a meditative space. It is really as simple as that. The reason why we have trouble doing this is because while we are peeling potatoes or washing the dishes, we are thinking about the past or the future. We are not here. And that's why life becomes challenging, when we run away, when we escape from what's right here, right now. So the first thing is meditation is about presence. The second thing is meditation is about honoring our breath. To me, the breath is such a beautiful anchor, especially because I work with those grieving a loss. What are we grieving? We're grieving the fact that our loved one no longer has breath in their body. But we do. But we walk through life taking our breath totally for granted. And so when you are in the meditative space, you take a few moments to really recognize your breath, to honor your breath, to be grateful that you have breath moving in and out of your body. Because that's what is the difference between you and your loved one. You still have breath, you're still moving around here. And you might say, well, Uma, you know what? I'm so depressed, I'm in so much pain, I don't want to be breathing. I wish I weren't here. I'm in so much pain grieving this loss, I don't want to be here. And I hear you, I really hear you, but I want to say to you that you are still here. We are still here. We don't get to decide. We get to be here and sit with that pain. But what makes that pain easier is if we honored our breath, if we can simply breathe in and out. And when we focus on our breath, when we pay attention to the in-breath and the out-breath, we automatically begin to become calm. It's a really easy anchor. It's not that your mind won't wander. In fact, I promise you it will. You will think about what to make for dinner, or about the fact that if your child is in bed, has she fallen asleep, or a deadline that's coming up next week, your mind will wander. The point is not to judge your wandering mind. The point is not to say, I'll never get this right, I'm so terrible at meditation. The point is simply to recognize that your mind has wandered away, not follow the thought. Recognize that, okay, I'm somewhere else and I need to get back to my breath, come back to the breathing. So you leave your breath, you come back to your breath. You leave your breath, you come back to your breath. That's the simplest form of meditation. And as you pay attention to your breath, focus on some body part that is affected by breath. For some people, that might be the nostrils. So as you inhale, you can feel the air moving into your nostrils and your nostrils expanding a little. As the air leaves your body, your nostrils are contracting. For some, it could be the belly. For me, I always focus on my belly because I like to think of my belly as a balloon that expands and contracts with the in-breath and the out-breath. For some, it could be the rib cage. So just pay attention to any specific part of your body that feels comfortable to you and watch what the breath does, how it enters and exits that space. The last thing I want to say is meditation is the best way to connect with spirit and your inner authentic self. We all have a connection to the divine, whether you recognize it, whether you feel it, whether you are connected to it or not. We are connected to the divine, and meditation is a way for us to recognize and honor that connection. So when we are connected, we recognize that our breath, which moves in and out of our body, comes because of the grace of a force, a divine energy that's bigger than us. And every time we connect with our breath, it's a reminder that this is the grace of God or the universe or divine energy, whatever you choose to call that force. That's not important. As long as you acknowledge and recognize and honor it, that's what's important. So it's also the way you connect to your inner self. We all have an inner self, which is our authentic presence. Now, this inner self is what guides us. It helps us make the truest choices that will serve us and serve everyone we love. So when we are making choices from that space of authenticity, of our inner true self, we are making a more expansive, joyful choice. It's a choice that comes from a place of love. But when we are contracted, then we're making choices from the place of the fear-based ego. So when we meditate, we connect with this inner space, and then we have the opportunity to ask, am I making this decision from a place of love or from a place of fear? So that is something we get to be really conscious about when we have quieted the mind. So in conclusion, meditation is nothing but just attempting to quiet the mind. If our mind is not quiet, we're not making good decisions, we're not making good choices, we are reacting instead of responding to life. And so for us to step back from all the distractions and noise of the world and to step into our inner sanctum sanctorum, it is such a great idea to meditate. Now, how long should you meditate? It really doesn't matter. 2 minutes in the car is fine for starters. If you have 5 minutes in the morning, do it. If you have more time, when you start small, you always start with about 2 minutes, because it may feel a little difficult and challenging if you attempt 10 or 15. But it's a practice that you grow into. And so you may start with 1 or 2, and then you can increase it to 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending on what you have going on. But my personal suggestion is that you start with a practice that's right for you, given your life, given the time you have. Start with something that's right for you and honor it by doing it every day, because meditation is about practice. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And I want to end with a little prayer. This prayer is from a book called Illuminata by Marianne Williamson. Marianne Williamson writes the best prayers. She is a wonderful prayer writer. I love reading her prayers. And this is how it goes. It's a really short prayer. Dear God, I resist meditation, I resist prayer, I resist my spiritual practice at times, for I'm not comfortable with the empty spaces. I know, dear God, that I'm out of balance with my spiritual nature. I need to be healed. Please heal me. Bring me to the silence within myself and give me comfort there. Show me the fierce and quiet center of your love which is within me. Thank you. Amen. So I thought I'd end with this prayer from Illuminata by Marianne Williamson, who's one of my favorite authors. So I hope this Meditation 101 was useful. If you have any comments, any questions, please put them in the comment box below, and I will definitely take a look at them later today. If you want to get in touch with me, my website is umagirish.com. I would be more than happy to connect with you, answer any questions you have. And I hope this was useful and that it encourages you to begin a short meditation practice. Here's to your peace. Thanks for watching.